So welcome to another of my golf fitness workout videos. Over the past few weeks we've been looking at lower body exercises and ways that you can improve both your hip mobility and stability. So this week's video I want to focus on some upper body exercises, in particular aimed at improving shoulder stability and mobility. Okay, so it's really important that we have really good, strong, stable shoulders, okay, not only to allow movement in the golf swing but also protect the shoulders and maintain shoulder health. Okay, so when we're actually swinging a golf club at quite high speeds, we are putting a lot of pressure on the shoulders and then they can be open to obviously injury. Okay, so these exercises are really going to help improve the strength and stability, and if you are lacking movement, that stability should help improve movement and kind of rotation, that's really helpful in the golf swing. Okay, so the majority of these exercises you can do at home. The only piece of equipment that you're going to need is just one of these little mini bands. I've popped a link at the bottom of this video. You can pick these up for a couple of pounds online, so they're not overly expensive, and also they come in different resistances as well, so you can start with a low resistance and then obviously build that up as you get stronger with the exercises. But if you don't have a band, these exercises can still be performed, just obviously don't use the band. Okay, but check out these exercises. I've got 5 for you to try again today. Work on them again. We're looking at kind of building up repetitions, so I would start between 8 and 10, and as you get stronger and more comfortable with the exercises, I would just increase the repetition and any resistance. So this first exercise, all you're going to need is a wall. Okay, so we're basically going to push into the wall as we raise our arms up, and then we're just going to lift the arms from the wall. Okay, one thing I want you to make sure you're aware of is just keeping that core position. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to set up the wall in like a staggered stance, and just make sure that we're not kind of arching through the lower back and we're maintaining that pelvic position. Okay, and then we're just going to pop our forearms onto the wall. Okay, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of pressure into that wall, so I'm just pushing into the wall. Big deep breath in, and as you exhale I'm just going to raise the arms up as high as I can. Okay, and then from here I'm just going to lift the arms off the wall. If you notice, I'm not kind of arching into the back, I'm not changing this position here through the pelvis. Really important that the movement comes from the shoulder. So if you do struggle with this and you can only get a little bit of kind of distance away from the wall, try not to kind of arch your back and find that movement. As you work through the exercise, you should be able to feel that you can get a little bit stronger. Okay, so into the wall, tilt the pelvis under, nice and strong through the core. Push into the wall, drive the arms up into like a little Y, so you're just onto the fingertips, and then lift off the wall. Again, hold for a few seconds and back down. And then again, push in. Try and keep your eyes looking ahead. Lift up, feel that in the shoulder blade area, back down, and repeat. So again, I would start with 8 to 10 repetitions of that, and as you get stronger, just increase the repetitions, and even add a band to your hands so you can kind of lift off with a little bit of resistance. So this next exercise is a little bit of a progression from the first exercise that I took you through. Okay, so with this one you need to make sure that you can fully rotate your arms onto the wall while keeping your back flat. So what I would say is, if you struggle with this to begin with, stick with the first exercise until you get a little bit stronger, and then keep coming back and trying this. Another alternative is that you can do it lying on the floor, so as long as it keeps your back nice and flat and you're not compensating through the back. Okay, so again you're just going to use a wall, and this time we're going to pop our back onto the wall. So I'm just kind of squatting down a little bit, so there's a little bit of bend in the knees, but again we've got this nice stable position through the pelvis, so the pelvis is nice and neutral, back's nice and flat. Okay, and then we're just going to bring these elbows out so that they're kind of at a 90-degree angle. Okay, so there's a straight line from the shoulder to the elbow. Okay, so try and bring the head back. We're just going to rotate. So this is where you may find it difficult. If you do, let's say do it onto the floor, if you're kind of here and you're struggling without kind of compensating through the back, okay, then take it to the floor. So you're just going to rotate the arms back and pushing in towards the wall. Okay, maintaining that nice pelvic position, and then just pushing above the head. So you're just going to go into this kind of like Y position again. As you can see, I'm just on the fingertips, still pushing a little bit of pressure into the wall and then back down. Okay, if you struggle with like a tight chest and the tight muscles around here, this is great. If you spend too much time sat hunched over at a desk at the moment, then again this will just really help get some extension through the thoracic spine. Okay, but also we're just working that shoulder rotation as well. and just drive up. So you're going to feel that kind of in the centre of like the shoulder blades. Again, start with about 8 to 10 repetitions. And just keep pushing as much force on there as possible. If you are on the floor, start on the floor, get that rotation, work with the first exercise, and then as you improve, move to the wall as progression. So for this next exercise, I'm actually going to use a mini band. So if you don't have a mini band, you can still do the exercise, okay? If you do have a mini band, what you're going to do is you're just going to pop it across the hands, okay? So it's just sat across the top of the hands like so, okay? And what we're going to do is just using the mini band, you're just going to slightly push the hands away, so you're just creating a little bit of tension, okay, which is going to create more stability through the shoulders. What we're going to do is we're going to go down into a tall plank position, and we're just going to walk the hands out and walk the hands back. So although it is a shoulder stability exercise, you still also need to focus on maintaining good core stability as well, okay? So try not, again, to kind of lose position through the pelvis, okay? So I'm going to go down to the floor, just push that band away. So as soon as you do that, you're going to feel that kind of stability and that setting through the shoulders into like this tall plank position. So as you can see, I have a nice flat back. I've just tilted that pelvis under. I can feel my abdominals engaged. And then what we're going to do is keeping the tension in the band, we're just going to walk the hands out as far as you can. And then you're going to walk the hands back. Nice and stable into this tall position again. Walk out, keep pushing the hands away from the band as far as you can. Back up. Good. Trying to keep the core nice and strong. Out. And back in. And relax. Okay, so if that feels tough to begin with the band, just try it without the band. Just walking out, maintaining that core position, nice and strong through the shoulders. Don't push it too far, make sure that you feel that you're nice and stable through the shoulders. And again, if you want to progress it, just increase the number of repetitions that you do, increase the distance that you go out, and obviously add a band or increase the resistance of the band. So this next and final exercise is what we call a yoga push-up. So it's basically a push-up, okay, but then what you're going to do is you're going to go into like a downward dog position, okay, so really good for your shoulders, really good for thoracic extension. So by that I mean just kind of flattening out the upper back. So if you struggle with kind of like this rounding, which puts the shoulders into not the most stable position, this is a great exercise, okay. So I'm going to demonstrate this on the floor. If it feels too tough to begin with, you can actually elevate your hands. If you put your hands onto a bench or a chair or a coffee table, and what that will do is it will allow you, it will just make the exercise a little bit easier if you're struggling with strength levels, okay. So you're going to go down onto the floor, and we're just going to start by getting into a push-up position, okay. So just make sure in a push-up position we have like a tall kind of plank position. The core's engaged, the back's nice and flat, everything's engaged, okay. So we're just into this position here, and you're just going to drop down into a normal kind of push-up, okay, all the body moving together. But as you push up, you're going to drive into like this downward dog position. So you're really pushing through the floor, and you're getting lots of movement through that back. So the shoulder blades are coming right up to the top of the kind of the back. Feel that nice kind of stretch. You might get a little bit through the legs as well, and then you come back to starting position, down, and then again just push and kind of driving backwards into that position. And here you can spend a couple of seconds in that position, okay, really pushing through the floor. What that will do is it will help you just get movement through the shoulder blade. So the movement of the scapula, the shoulder blade is really important, and the more movement the better to kind of stabilise and allow that shoulder to move, okay. So if you do struggle with kind of like rounding through the back, you really struggle with an overhead movement, then give that exercise a go, it's really good. Again, it might be a case of building up your strength, so start with as many as you can, okay, and then just build it up. If you are elevating your hands, kind of try and progress to a position where you're just onto the floor and hold that position for a couple of seconds, really pushing out and just trying to improve all that movement through that shoulder. So give these 5 exercises a go at home. Like I say, if you do struggle with shoulder stability, you're struggling to get movement through the shoulders, or you've got some kind of injuries there, obviously be careful, but try these exercises just to kind of strengthen that area, okay. I've left a link at the bottom of this video so you can purchase a band if you need to get the band. Generally they come in different resistances, so you can actually use a band just like you would a weight and just increase the resistance on all these exercises. Also, if you're interested in any further stability exercises, I do have a 16-week online program, so you can go on my website, dynamicgolf.co.uk, and there you'll find the 16-week stability program. It's all online. You can do majority of it at home. You need a few bits of equipment such as bands, okay, but it will also take you through shoulder stability exercises as well as core stability. So if you're looking for a little bit more information, check that out. I will be back next week with another video. Please leave any comments if there's anything in particular that you'd like me to cover in these videos. At the end of the day, they are for you and new golfers to try and help you improve. So leave me a comment, send me a message, and I'll be happy to provide you with some more exercises depending on what you're looking for.